Some things are exactly what they look like. Some things need no explanation. Some things need no further deep dive. Some things aren't a Kendrick Lamar diss track. There's no deeper meaning. There's no layers. There's no hidden level of intelligence that needs to be explained away. Whether it be Elon or Ak, some things, when you see them, they are exactly what they look like. And when something is exactly what it looks like, sometimes you got to call it like it is. Disgusting. Sometimes you have to step out there and say, this is happening. There is nothing more than what we just saw or what we just heard, and it's gross. And the academic situation to me is just that. There's nothing more. There's nothing deeper. This isn't trolling. This was exactly what it was called. This was a man who was grooming a 15-year-old in a room with other grown men doing the same thing. Now, I almost didn't make this video. I was very hesitant. I was on the fence because I wasn't sure what type of angle to do. And I also wasn't sure if it was my place to make this video. But after having some conversations, I had a long talk with Justin Hunt, the company man, who also just made a great video about this. Same with FD Signifier from our Culture United group. And I asked the group, I said, do you think that this is going to be a turning point for Ak? Is this going to be something where it actually changes in terms of public perception or audience or views or revenue? Because we all know money moves a lot. But is this going to be something that changes, or are we just going to go back into our siloed communities where, whether it be politics or rap beef or this, there's a lot of people who are ride or die, no matter what, I'm on this side, I'm on that side. Is it just going to go back to that? And we're going to live in this world, and they're going to live in this world, and it's going to be business as usual. And I was very hesitant to talk about it because I wasn't sure if anything would even change. But after having those conversations, after thinking about it, after, of course, talking to God, I decided it was important for me to make this video because when you're in the media space, you have a voice. And I have been blessed to have been given a voice and have the opportunity to have people respect what I say and hear what I say. And I think my voice matters. And so I do want to guide my career with moral principles and a moral compass, and I'll let that kind of show the light and I'll follow it. So right now, this is where I stand. So I don't want to make this a super long video. I also don't want to play any of the clips because to me, it was gross enough to hear once and I couldn't even listen back twice. To me, it was gross and it was exactly what it sounded like. We'll go through the situation very quickly. I'll tell you where I stand. And then I'll show why I think this actually could be a turning point. This actually could be a line in the sand for people, and this actually could bring about some change. I'm not overly confident that this is going to change everything or anything, but it's possible. I looked in Akademiks' comment section, and it made me realize that this was a bigger deal to even his fans than I thought it would be. They're not slow. They're not slow. Paint the story how you want, but they are not slow. So let's get into it. I made a tweet this morning that said something to the effect of, before God gives you the opportunity exactly how you want it, whatever you exactly want, God will give it to you. The devil will come and test you and give you something that seems like exactly what you want, but it's not that. And I feel like the devil was testing me today. I recorded this video twice. The video had no sound, okay? I was running behind. I was like, do I even have time to record this? There was a lot that was in the way, but I do think that this is an important video to make. So, shout out to God for always coming through in the end. Now, Akademiks has a history that's problematic, to say the least. And it's not just this one incident. It is not isolated. So before we get into this incident, this recent one, let's just take a look back, okay? The war in Chirac, which Justin Hunt pointed out in his video, was exploitative in nature, okay? It was problematic in nature. He was putting the lives of people and the lost lives of people on display for not only other gang members and other people involved in street violence to be aware of, but to make money off of it, to profit off of the lost lives. And, you know, at the time, Vic Mensa was somebody from Chicago to stand up for this, and he kind of got crucified at the time. There was people under his comments forever. You know, Axe chat was in Vic Mensa's comments, and they kind of really, and, you know, Vic Mensa had other things that kind of compounded that, but that really hurt him at the time. And I think he was really just trying to stand up for his community. But that channel initially is what got Ack recognition on YouTube, helped to build his platform, helped to make him money, helped to get him recognition. And that was an exploitive channel in nature. We also have to remember Ack's history with women. He's got a weird case. Why is he around? Even with that case, he was the #1 hip-hop journalist on Complex. So he was given mainstream platforms. It was mentioned in the article, but he was still #1. Ack also has a history with speaking very disrespectfully to women on his platform. Anytime a woman has, addressed him, he has come back with full force. And sometimes it was unprovoked, and he'll say some wild shit. And I get it, there's streaming, there's entertainment, but I don't see him talking that way to some of the men that he has problems with. Sometimes he will, but I don't see it as much of a pattern. We also remember, I'm the prize. I'm the prize. Akademiks yelling in public to a girl, I am the prize. And to see somebody do something like that in public, that lets you know what could be going on in private. Now, I'm not making the comparison at all. I'm not making this comparison. But similarly, in the Diddy situation, when we saw what happened with Cassie, that was in public. And that led a lot of people to believe, if this is what you're doing in public, what are you comfortable doing in private? If this is how you're treating someone in a hotel hallway, what are you doing behind closed doors? Fast forward to today. Today, 2025. Akademiks has decided to start the year off by being in a chat room with allegedly Tory Lane's manager and other grown men and a 15-year-old kid, and say things that were beyond inappropriate. Say things that were disgusting to this kid. Not only was he saying things that were disgusting to this kid, which was grooming, and the 15-year-old had, shout out to DJ, had the wherewithal to call it out, and the only one with the wherewithal to call it out in the moment. But this was a 15-year-old who looked up to Ack, who looked up to the people in that room. So there's also a power dynamic. He was visibly uncomfortable, verbally uncomfortable. Sometimes he was laughing to kind of play it off, but you could tell he was uncomfortable. He didn't even know how to react. And he also looked up to these guys. So the power dynamic is you don't want to upset the people you look up to because you don't want to mess up your opportunity. And so that in itself is another problem here. Not only were you grooming somebody who looks up to you. Now, this happens a lot. Again, I'm not making a one-to-one comparison, but if you look at the R. Kelly situation, a lot of these girls were upcoming singers. They were people who were promised things about their careers. Now, there's parents involved there. There's parents that should be, some of them charged, in my opinion, but some of them who allowed this to happen. But the promise was dangled of, follow me and you'll get something. And it was grooming. It was exactly what it was. It was disgusting. It was inappropriate. There's no excuse. And because there's no excuse, Ack's response was even grosser. To double down a day after people were calling you out and this, video was posted online, to double down, and rather than taking any sort of accountability and just saying, this was wrong, that was fucked up, that was weird, I should not have said those things, no matter what, he fully throwing that out the window to the side and making the issue about the people that he's supported, the people that he's helped their career, and now they have the nerve to call him out. Sounds very much like a certain rapper we know. When your back is up against the wall and you've done some things, either to those people or done some things that have caused people the ability to say certain things about you, and you have no accountability, you just say, I've helped you, I've helped you, I've helped you, and now look, you're turning on me. Rather than addressing the actual issue or where your actions may lie in your downfall or in the consequences that happen to you, that sounds very much like a certain rapper. A certain rapper who this man has not only lied for, but continuously come to the defense of. And I don't know that that rapper is going to come to the defense of you during this time to show you the difference in relationship. But I think for Ak to double down and do that made it even worse. And that's what was even grosser to me, is the lack of realization of what you did was wrong until you saw maybe even more backlash, or maybe some sponsors called, or maybe something else happened where the money was on the line, because we know money moves people. So the fact that he was unable to move himself until other external factors appear to have moved him is also even grosser. And in that, he didn't really take full accountability. He did say it was a teachable lesson, which is, growth from what I expected. But I don't think it's enough. And I also don't think it's enough for his own fan base. Now, this is where things got interesting for me. I wasn't sure if this was going to be siloed, if this was going to be, like I said, us going back into our own communities, our own audiences, and the people who followed will continue to follow no matter what, blindly. But the audience is not dumb no matter how you paint the stories. Paint the stories how you want. The audience is not dumb. It seems as though on Akademiks' Instagram, the last 3 posts, at least, I've only checked the last 3, within the last 3 days, his audience is turning on him. His own comment section can't leave these allegations and what they saw in those videos alone. They need him to address it. Some of them are even harsher. Some of them are calling it this, the line, the end, the cancellation, and some of them are even saying he should have legal action taken against him and go to jail. Now, I'm not saying that in this video, but what I am pointing out is that this could be a turning point. This could be a line for people when it comes to their moral stance and what they're willing to accept from their favorite streamer, artist, podcaster, media person. Now, will this create a change? Will this create a wave? I'm not sure. But I do think that people are ready for integrity in the media space. People are ready for honesty and truth. And people are ready for conversations to be had that hold people accountable, and conversations to be had that are about these topics in a nuanced way, where we're being honest about what happened. And like I said at the beginning of this video, sometimes if you see things, they're exactly as they are. Elon or Ak, if you see something, sometimes it is just that thing that you saw. That's it. No more, no less. And so I wanted to make this video to call it exactly what it is, disgusting. That's my moral line. And I hope that this does spark, more conversation like this. I hope that this is a turning point in a line for some of the online discourse and community. It's never going to fully be that. We've seen, whether it be politically, like I said, whether it be with a rap beef, there's going to be people who always ride for one side, no matter what, and they're tunnel vision. And that's fine. You're never going to win those people. There's going to be people who watch this video who are going to claim certain things about me, and that's fine. They're going to say, he's just doing this to appease a certain audience, or he's just saying things for the sake of, making a statement cool. You can say whatever you want. I'm guided by God. I'm guided by my moral compass, and that's where I'm leading, and that's where I'll leave this video. So let me know your thoughts on this situation in the comments below. I appreciate you guys for watching. I appreciate the support, and if nobody else has told you yet today, I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.